Hello Capricorn, Elsie here to do your monthly reading. It is for May of 2025, Capricorn. I've got a selection of oracles here that we're going to use to get the overall energy for you for the month. And then we are going to dig in a little bit with tarot to find out what's happening for you at the beginning, the middle, and the end of the month. First, we're going to start with the archetypes deck. And I haven't pulled it out in a while. I had dusted off, and here we are. So this is the archetype that you'll be in for the month of May. And that means what sort of energy you'll be in, what sort of mindset you'll be in. And let's find out what's going on for Capricorn in the month of May. So what sort of energy or mindset, what do you have to encompass here in your energy in order to get through May, whatever May is going to throw at you, Capricorn? We've got Mystic. Okay. I've got the Mystic, and it says, revels in intimate union with the divine. So I feel like you're really going to be in a very, spiritual energy for the month of May. The Mystic energy, which is not only being in this energy of being connected to the divine, but it's also being in a teaching energy as well. We've got the shadow attribute of the pioneer. It says compulsive need to keep moving on. So I want to say that you're probably going to be settling yourself in the month of May. So whether that means you're finally going to sign a 5-year lease somewhere, it feels like you're settling somewhere. And I don't mean settling for anything. I just mean that finally stability is coming, that you're settling for something. Because the shadow attribute of the pioneer is somebody who's compulsive need to keep moving on. So I feel like you're going to be feeling a little more stable, or like you want to grow roots somewhere is what it feels like here. All right, let's talk about this deck here, and this is the overall energy for the month. So you're going to be in the Mystic energy for the month of May, and what is the month of May going to throw at you? What sort of energy are you walking into in the month of May? Tell me about Capricorn, please. We have building blocks. Okay, so you are, I feel like it's like you've been doing so much work on yourself here that it is time for some sort of new beginning. I feel like you've been working on all of the chakras. I'm going to say your third eye. I feel like you've been working on your throat chakra. You've been working on the stability and security of the root chakra. It feels like you've been building yourself brick by brick, block by block, building blocks here. So card number 28 breaks down to a 10, which breaks down to a 1. I think you're preparing yourself, probably intuitively, like maybe you're in this self-manifestation or self-mastery sort of energy, and you've been building yourself up, and I think that it's intuitive that there's a new beginning coming because you're the Mystic, right? So it feels like intuitively you know there's a new beginning coming, and so you're taking care of the things you need to take care of. We've got Treasure Island, something that's really beneficial, very deep. I would say something that is very abundant. It could be love for some of you. It could be money. Treasure Island, it's a place of treasure. I want to say that it comes to the surface. It's been submerged for a while, and it seems like it comes to the surface. We do have card number 9, which is the Hermit. So possibly it's like this treasure of realizing who you are. It's like you bring yourself from the bottom that was submerged, you bring yourself to the top, and comes with it all of this treasure, the treasure of who you are, because it feels like this is the theme of building blocks and things that have been submerged for a while. Maybe you forgot who you were for a bit. Maybe a new you is arriving to the surface here. All right, let's take one of these for the beginning, the middle, and the end of the month, and then we'll clarify these to find out what else is going on for you, Capricorn. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Capricorn. Tell me about Capricorn, please. We've got heartache and loss. So it feels like there is the endings of things. You are releasing things, and I feel like some of it doesn't feel very good. It feels like in order to be able to build yourself up, you had to leave some things behind. And I think that the things that you leave behind are a little bit heartbreaking. And so we can't always take people into the next vibration of our life, because not everybody's willing to do the hard work that you did, Capricorn. And look, last year, you worked your ass off, man, to get where you are right now. in this mentally healthy mystic energy, building yourself up block by block or chakra by chakra. You've been building yourself. That's how you've been spending your time. And I feel like the sadness or the heartache or loss comes from people who won't follow you into the next vibration. You're going to have to be leaving some people behind, which can be heartbreaking. There's a spiritual strength. We've got the Hermit energy here. And the Hermit energy has showed up right here. So I really do believe that I feel like you were submerged. I feel like you were playing it small or submerged, or you didn't want to come to the surface because you knew that it would cause heartache and heartbreak, that it would cause loss and heartache. And I feel like you knew that if you were to step into who you really are, the shaman, the mystic, right? 9 is the number of the hermit, and the hermit ends up being in the end of all of it, it ends up being the shaman, right? Ends up going over themselves, the self-audit, really realizing who they are and what they need to do in order to continue to grow spiritually. The end of the month for Capricorn, please. We have love begins. You are being prepared for something here. And I think that it's something really beautiful. It feels like there's two people who are quite the same, who are moving in the same direction, flowing in the same direction. I really do feel like this mystic energy with the building blocks tells me that you've been trying to get in the flow. You've been preparing yourself to get in the flow. Like get out of the doorway and into the flow. And when we're out of the doorway, it means we stop telling people who can stay in our lives and who can leave our lives. And it feels like you are just letting people leave your life. And you're creating blockades or putting down boundaries as they leave. It's like, if you go, that's fine, but you just can't keep coming in and out of my life. That's not the way things work here. Yep, that's why. There you go. You've leveled up. So whether you're the feminine or the masculine, you could be the Empress. It feels like you have leveled up into this place of fertility. And so you are now growing things. You're creating things. You're creating your own path. You're creating your own world. It's what you believe to be true, and what you believe to be true, what's in your thoughts, will end up being what is in your life. And I think that you believe you have worth. You believe that you have value. You believe you're stable and sturdy and you can take care of yourself. And I feel like you have moved into this Empress energy here, is what it feels like. Bottom of the deck, and you've done it quickly. I do feel like, I think if you look back in the Capricorn readings, you'll see this evolution of Capricorn, going from this place of being taken advantage of to being in this Empress energy. It's quite a beautiful evolution for you, Capricorn. Let's find out what the tarot has to say here. Let's talk about this heartache and loss. What is this, please? What does Capricorn need to know about this heartache and loss energy for the month of May? Tell me about Capricorn, please. Tell me about Capricorn. We've got the King of Pentacles. 2 cards or 1? That's 1. We've got the King of Pentacles here. Yeah, you are going to a much more abundant place where you are stable and sturdy. And it's also a place of growth. And not everybody is willing to grow as rapidly. I'm going to say as rapidly, accelerated growth. It feels like you went from this place of conflict and defeat. You got into this rapid growth, and now all of a sudden you're the Empress. It feels like it quite naturally happened overnight, but of course it didn't. It took you a couple of years to get this down, but it feels like you're now producing the fruits of your labor. And I feel like although things are going good for you and abundant, and you're building yourself, building things, making more money possibly, building a business, it feels like you still feel the heartache and loss of those that you had to leave behind. It does feel like it's a rapid growth. So for some of you, if you are creating your own business in the month of May, it does feel like it's going to be quite a rapid growth here. And I feel like it grows in balance. Businesses always go through, ups and downs and peaks and valleys, but it feels like you kind of get in this energy where you're quite balanced in the way that everything begins to grow all at once. It does feel like it is what is going to occupy your mind as you're trying to forget about what you left back there, is what it feels like here. Tell me about the Chariot. It feels like, the Chariot's here. It's like, come on, Uber's here, you gotta go. They're waiting outside. Like, it feels like that. You gotta get in the Chariot and go. And there's really nothing else that can be said from here, and it makes you sad. I think that it does, and that's what this heartache and loss is, right? The Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is like I'm focusing very much on what I've lost. The Three Cups, right? The Three Cups are here. I'm focusing on the Three Cups that I've lost, and maybe that's the party days, right? The Three of Cups is celebration. Maybe it's I used to be part of a different soul tribe. It could be that. But I feel like you're very focused on what you've lost at the beginning of the month, and you're not necessarily seeing the Two Cups here, which is what is available to you. I'm going to say that maybe it feels worse than it is. It feels like water under the bridge. It feels like worse than it is. And I feel like I think you need to honor that, honor your feelings, honor your sadness. Just, pop a tent there. Just don't buy a house there. That's all. I feel like this chariot energy is going to carry you out of that pretty quick. Tell me about spiritual strength, because I feel it's your spiritual strength that help you build yourself up with the building blocks. And it does feel like there's something brand new that's about to begin here. We do have 8 and 2, which is a 10. We have a 9, so you literally elevate yourself. You elevate yourself from the spirit strength, which is the hermit energy, to the building blocks of the self. Tell me more about Capricorn. We have the King of Cups. So you become emotionally available, emotionally aware. You realize that no response is a response. That when somebody triggers you, you're not going to lose your crap everywhere. You're just going to keep it under the surface, take it away, think about it, feel it out. I feel like it feels like these are one of the strengths that you have learned in these building blocks here. This is something that you probably learned while you were in hermit energy. It feels like you're dealing with life very differently. You're dealing with the ups and the downs. We got the Five of Pentacles that just showed up. I feel like these, when I look at this card, it feels like these two people are on different vibrations. We've got somebody who's in the front, who's all hunkered down with a blanket. They're prepared, right? This person has got their feet wrapped, and they are moving toward, moving into the snow that's falling on them. The other one is hasn't got a jacket. The other one is on trying to get along with. Their feet are wrapped, but they're trying to get along. Why can't I remember what those are called? This person's sort of hobbling along, right? They're not very prepared, is what I'm saying. It feels like you are ahead of the game because you are prepared, and it feels like being out in the cold here emotionally is what it feels like. As you are building yourself through the building blocks, it feels like you feel lonely, possibly because of this spiritual strength that's here, which is hermit energy. Sometimes we do get lonely in the hermit energy. Crutches, that's the word. This person's on crutches. So it feels like, they're on crutches, but they haven't brought anything to put around them. They're not prepared for the weather, and there is distance between the one who's in the front and the one who's in the back. Feels like one is not necessarily prepared and one is a little more prepared. I think you're the one that's ahead of the game. We've got 2 pentacles, and it does feel like there are decisions. Decision making is going on here. I feel like you've waited long enough in order to become spiritually strong. You've waited long enough. You've made a lot of really hard decisions, which are leaving you on the outside looking in, and it can be quite emotional, but I don't think you're showing anybody those emotions. I feel like you're ready to begin your new cycle, and I feel like this is what we're looking at. It feels like love begins here. Now, the reason love is beginning is because you have grown up in the King of Cups energy. Whether you're feminine or masculine, the King of Cups is somebody who is quite psychic, very deep, and somebody who is emotionally available, emotionally aware, and I think that's one of your building blocks, and it's making you ready for whatever this treasure island is. It's making you ready for some sort of love that you might really treasure. Tell me about this. Love begins. We've got the 8 of Pentacles, so it does feel like it comes after you come out of or disconnect from hermit energy. We do have the Queen of Cups. We've got the Queen and the King of Cups. So whichever side you're on, it looks like you are about to meet a soulmate connection, somebody who really understands you, who's also empathic and kind and beautiful and courageous, I would say, because the Queen and the Kings are both courageous, but they are courageous to feel their feelings, right? That takes a certain amount of courage. But there is a psychic connection here. There's an empathic and a psychic connection between you here. We do have the Fool. There is a new beginning showing up here. And it's exciting. It's fun. And I don't think that you're going to take a whole lot of things with you on this new path here. But it does feel like you're taking a leap of faith into these emotions here. I think for a long while that you were probably feeling a little bit disconnected, like, where's mine? I feel like that's the reason that there wasn't anyone coming forward, because you were in this building block stage, in this strength here, this spiritual strength, the hermit energy. This is where you were supposed to be. And I think that you felt like you were on the outside looking in. Everyone else has got a partner. I don't have anybody. Why doesn't anybody decide on me? I think it's because it was your time to wait. 5 and 2 is 7. 7 Pentacles is about waiting or being patient about something. It's about the evaluation period. And I think you were going through some sort of an evaluation of the self, I think is what it is. So we do have the Fool energy here with the Queen. And I feel like you are taking a leap of faith into diving headfirst into feelings here. We do have the Hierophant. Look, I feel like it ends in some sort of a commitment, or at least building some sort of a structure. I would say a traditional structure with someone else, because you're brave. I feel like you are so brave to wait out the Knight of Pentacles, because look, the Knight of Pentacles takes forever. And so I feel like you have waited a very long time. And because you've waited and not just been out there dating this one, that one, everyone, I feel like your love is about to show up. The deepest one, the one who is going to be the commitment. All right, so I pulled out this fairy deck here so we could get you some advice for the month of May here. So I think your money's looking good, business is looking good, whether it's a new job or you're getting into a business yourself. You've got a couple of the King's energies here, and it feels like it's all because you were patient. You waited for the reevaluation period, and now comes the Fool. Now comes, because you're ready now, right? You're ready. You're in the Empress energy. It's, the Empress doesn't need anything. I don't need your love. I don't need your money. I don't need your house. I don't need your emotions or energy. I got all that by myself. And because you detach from it all, which is really important, detachment's important. When you detach from it all comes to find you. All right. We've got protect your dreams. It says you are the guardian of your precious dreams, and they are safe in your care. Keep them close to your heart until you're ready to release them. So I feel like you're supposed to, whatever you're doing, keep it under the surface until you're ready to divulge your business plan, the love of your life, that you're taking a leap of faith. I feel like you're supposed to keep all of those things under the surface for now. And then maybe they will be submerged, but they will come to the surface slowly. We've got transformation. There it is. Everything is about to change here. It says, this fairy tells you to surrender to transformation in your life that's happening for your highest good. Embrace your transformation. The best is yet to come. Bottom of the deck, we have hope. I kind of love that. So we have transformation. I feel like things are about to change for you, and we have hope. It says hope is always there, even if we can't see it. Optimistic expectations can help change negative situation into a positive one. Love is here. Yeah, we've got a dove, and it feels like this is the 10 cups here with this rainbow. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. You just got to keep them to yourself here, Capricorn, until it's time for them to rise to the surface. I'm going to leave that right there for you, Capricorn. Thank you so much for a beautiful reading. And I'm going to go for now, but I'll be back because I'm always back. You guys take care and have a beautiful May. Bye-bye.